Welcome back to the TFL studios in Boulder, Colorado. I am Andrei Smirnov, and this is May Truck Madness. This week, we're going to discuss results of two mega matchups and, of course, introduce the final championship between two best trucks based on your votes for the final May Truck Madness title championship. And also we have a bit of trivia for you guys and a question so you can submit your guesses as well. But for this, I need the experts. I need Nathan and Steven to help me get to the bottom of the results and also introduce the final championship. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. As always, I have Nathan Mad Dog Adlin. Sup? And Steven Mad Moose Elmer.
The Mad Moose. Hey guys.
Hey guys, we started with 12 trucks and we whittled it down to 2. Actually, we didn't do it, right? Because you guys, the voters, did it. And now it's time to, we had 2 mega matchups. So basically 3 trucks in 2 of these matchups fighting against each other, and it's basically which is the most popular truck, right? Which is the best off-roader for 2020. So let's go over the results, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, and of course we'll read people's comments, see what they're saying, and also I want your perspective on this as well. You know, what is your favorite truck? And of course we'll present the final championship battle, which is going to happen this week.
It's exciting, Andre. I can't wait to see who wins this thing.
All right, so in the first mega matchup, we had 3 trucks. As we said, it was the number 2 seed Ram Power Wagon, the number 4 seed Ford F-150 Raptor, and the number 6 seed Ford Super Duty Tremor.
That's a really tough division.
It was kind of a heavy duty, versus Raptor battle. And in the end, you guys voted. We got so many votes altogether over the last 3 rounds of voting. We had 100,000 votes come in, which is amazing.
Hi, this is John coming to you guys from Denver, Colorado. This is my 2019 Ford Raptor. Let me start out by saying that I'm not a Ford fanboy. In fact, I wasn't even much of a truck guy until the Ford Raptor popped up on my radar while I was looking at getting a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. My girlfriend and I have 2 German Shepherds, which takes up a lot of space, which wasn't available in Wranglers and Tacomas. I found that the Raptor introduces something really unique to off-roading, and that's speed. If you can go over it fast, you can crawl over it. But going over it fast is a whole nother game and is a lot more fun and something that no other vehicles in this class offer. We also looked at getting the Power Wagon, but 31-inch tires are ridiculously small, and the poor fuel economy compared to a Raptor is just going to cost too much money in the long term. Due to the width of the truck, I have had to bring trails up to Raptor spec with a little help from my dad. There are a lot of great vehicles in this competition, but the fact is that the Raptor is the only one that combines everything into one vehicle. It's fast, it's good off-road, it's comfortable on-road, it gets good fuel economy, and is practical, and that's why it should win the competition.
The Raptor took this one with 56% of the vote.
Awesome. I mean, you know what, guys? This was, a lower seated truck taking out a higher seated truck. The Raptor took out the Power Wagon, but I don't think any of us are surprised by this win. You said it off the top, Andre. It's all about who's coming out to vote, and we know how many Ford owners are out there and how loyal they are to Ford. So you know what? The Blue Oval guys are coming out to vote, and I think that's why the Raptor took the win. But now I have a great comment here, actually, talking about the Power Wagon and the Raptor. Let me read this one to you guys. So okay. Justin Walsh says that in the real world, the Power Wagon would win this competition by a mile. And then he says, though, that if it's just about desert running, it's got to be the Raptor. Justin says, though, Ford fans are actually voting based on brand loyalty, not off-road facts, and that's lame. So he's kind of calling out Ford guys saying, you're just a bunch of fanboys. But here's a great response. Right below him, George comes back and says, I own an F-150 and I voted for the Power Wagon. So there's a Ford fanboy right there who went against his roots and voted for the PW because he believes it's the best off-roader. Sadly, though, it wasn't enough. But, I mean, guys, the Raptor deserved this one, I think. What do you think, Nathan?
And Steven, Andre, I have something to go with that. And this is specifically for the Raptor. And it says, it's from KK80. He says, just stop it already. You keep trying to find a better Raptor than the Raptor. There ain't one. And, you know, this goes back to what I said earlier with the last broadcast we did. The point here is even people who don't even own F-150s love the Raptor. It is one of the most popular pickup trucks currently being built. It's known throughout the world because of its prowess, because of how it looks, and because of what it has under the hood. So, yeah, it makes sense that it did as well as it's done.
Yeah, it makes sense. And guys, any comments, or did you guys see anything for the Tremor? Where are the Tremor people?
Yeah, you know what? I did see a couple people on the Tremor. Sadly, the first guy just said that the Tremor was just a fanboy vote, even getting this far, and he was just upset that the ZR2 was disappointed, or it was eliminated by the Tremor. Mm-hmm. But then here's a great comment, I think, for the Tremor. So Sexy Justice says, a popularity contest through and through. The Tremor had no business beating out the ZR2. But here's once again a good reply. Mac Daddy comes right back at him and says, yeah, it did it. Mac Daddy says, yeah, it is, but the Ford is better built and more reliable than the Chevy. So you know what? A lot of people were upset about the ZR2 getting eliminated, but those Ford fans really believe in the reliability of their Fords, and maybe that's a reason why the Tremor made it this far, but not all the way through.
And I have something to go with that from Rhino 5150, and he says, Tremor beats the Colorado. People are so clueless. So, you know, I agree. A lot of people are pretty upset about the ZR2. I'm one of them, actually, that lost out to the Tremor. But remember, these are seeded. So, unfortunately, it was just a bit of a balance in terms of popularity. But the bottom line is that Tremor is remarkably popular.
Yeah, indeed. And it got here to the final six, right? So Raptor is moving on out of this mega matchup. But before we get to the next mega matchup results, which was, I think, the closest vote we've ever had on Truck Madness, how about at the end of this video, we have a bit of trivia or a guess. We're building a Super Tremor. We have an F-250, as you guys know, of course, F-250 crew cab, four-wheel drive, and we recently gave it a lift, about a 3.5-inch suspension lift, and we put it on 37-inch tall tires, and we put a camper in the back of it, which weighs about 1,600 pounds, maybe loaded. Nice. So I want people to guess what the fuel efficiency of this rig would be just driving down the highway, because we did it, and the video of that is coming in a couple weeks. Just cross-country trip on the highway. What do you think the fuel efficiency is on the built truck like this? If the stock F-250 with no modifications whatsoever on the highway with a 7.3 liter gas Godzilla V8 gets 15.5 mpg.
Okay, can I take my guess now, Andre?
Yeah, what's your guess?
So I'm gonna say 8.4 miles per gallon. I don't think she's gonna be that great.
8.4.
I say 9.4.
Okay, so guys, let's unveil that result actually next week, okay?
Perfect.
All right.
Well, shall we? So, of course, in the comments below, guys, give us your guess. What would be a F-250 on 37s with a suspension lift, with a camper in the back, what the fuel efficiency is on the highway, and well, of course, we'll unveil that next week on this show. Okay.
Sounds good.
So let's move on to the next mega matchup, and this one was between number 1 seed Jeep Gladiator Rubicon, number 3 seed Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro, and number 5 seed Ram 1500 Rebel. And by the way, as always, the seeding of this competition was done by ORI, Off-Road Index, which is a TFL index to measure off-road vehicles against each other based on four-wheel drive system, low range, ground clearance, breakover angles, tires, technology, and the rest of it, skid plates as well, lockers. So should we unveil the winner here, which was the closest ever?
Yeah, this was a crazy tight matchup. I mean, just like the Ford guys, the Tacoma is so popular, and I figured all the Tacoma fanboys would come out, and they did, but why don't you let us know what happened?
It's an upset in my mind. The Jeep Gladiator Rubicon took this with 42% of the vote. Tacoma TRD Pro had 36%.
Wow.
So this was just 6 points away, 6% away from each other, and the Rebel was kind of shut down in this particular competition.
Yeah, sadly, the Rebel didn't get too much love. I honestly couldn't even really find too many comments about it. But you know what? The Gladiator, the Jeep guys came out to vote, and I think one of the big knocks against the Gladiator is how expensive it is. But obviously, people weren't too worried about that in this competition.
I do have a comment about the Ram Rebel, but it's more about how it compares to some other trucks. It's from Kiffy77, and he says, "I'll take a Ram Rebel or a 6.2 Trail Boss over a 6-cylinder Ford Raptor any day." And I think what he's referring to is the fact that the Raptor is obviously a V6 twin turbocharged vehicle, but you're right, there aren't that many votes for the Rebel, and I'm surprised because I thought it was a little bit more popular. I do have an interesting comment as well about the Toyota Tacoma TRD. And guys, this is where I think he hit the root of the problem without actually knowing it. So this is from T. Nelson, and he says, or you can get a Tacoma TRD off-road, slap some Fox 2.5 shocks on it, ECAs, D relief springs, rock sliders, wheels, and tires, and still save some money than over the Jeep. Now, here's the thing about that. That's kind of the point. The Jeep already has a lot of that gear. It already has the ability to do far more off-roading than the Toyota. As awesome as the Toyota is, it's missing some of that. So you are paying a premium with the Jeep, but there's a reason why in some cases.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. And you know what? I have a comment here from John, and it's very simple, but I think it gets the point through. John just says the Taco has a lot going for it, but this is supposed to be about off-road capability. And right there, the Gladiator wins hands down. And I saw a lot of comments like that where people kept saying, you know what? It's a Jeep, it's a Gladiator, it's built for off-roading. And you know what? Whether that's actually true or not, I think people just have that perception of a Jeep. It's got that badge on there. You know that it's going to be decent when the pavement ends. And we know that's true. The Gladiator is great. Except that breakover angle, but you can deal with that. The Gladiator is great.
Yeah, that really is its Achilles heel, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, I thought the Tacoma would take this one just on popularity alone. But I think the TRD Pro, if it did maybe make a couple other changes, maybe in the future, like beefier tires, maybe a little bit more ground clearance. And I think, or maybe a limited slip front end, right?
Yeah, the front diff would have to be dealt with for sure. And the tires, the stock tires in the TRD Pro are just not nearly as aggressive as most of these other trucks.
I agree 100%.
Now we have Raptor versus Rubicon.
Nice. So this is going to be a finals for the ages, guys. And I don't know what's going to happen. I like you said, Andre, I kind of thought the Toyota would take it. So now I really have no clue what's going to happen.
Attention! It's time to meet the Jeep Gladiator Rubicon, the truck that has been taking a bite out of the competition for a full decade. This is the Ford Raptor.
This is going to be great. As always, guys, we're going to be have it open for voting. It's going to be on our community page on TFL Truck Channel, so you guys can go down there and vote, comment. We also want to see some clips. If you have your Jeep Rubicon Gladiator off-road doing some crazy stuff, send it to us. Or if you modified it, also, send it to us. And of course, the Raptor, same thing. I want to see some Raptors doing off-road stuff, not just calling malls. Guys, which would be your favorite truck? Like, we had 12 trucks in this entire competition. Which would be your favorite?
Not counting the two finalists. I know this is going to sound strange, but I kind of wanted that Colorado ZR2 to do a lot better. And here's the reason why. A lot of these trucks are great, and I love the Power Wagon. You all know that. Apparently, everybody says I'm a Ram fanboy, but the thing with the Colorado is that for what you get, I still think it's a very affordable package. Not so much the Bison, but the ZR2. It's excellent off-road. It's one of the best off-roaders I've driven in its class, and its size is excellent. You can take it almost anywhere by comparison. You know, when you take a heavy-duty truck off-road, it won't go everywhere. It just won't. I thought it was really good, and I thought more people would get behind it, and I think a lot of people were disappointed that it didn't get very far, and I am as well.
Steven?
Well, Nathan, I got to go the other direction on you and pick one of the two trucks that's still in there. It's the Ford Raptor, guys. I absolutely love the Raptor. And you know what? It's not because it's a great all-around truck. It actually kind of isn't. You know, you guys know the towing and the payload is totally neutered on the Raptor. It's a huge truck. It's not what you want for tight trails. However, my favorite thing in the world is going really fast in the desert, and that's exactly what the Raptor does so well, so much better than any other stock truck out there. So once again, it really has to be, you know, a specialized usage case, but if you want to go fast in the sand, there's nothing better than a Ford Raptor, and that's why it's my favorite.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
And Steven, I'm going to throw my gloves off, okay?
All right.
And I'm going to go for the Rubicon Jeep. I love all the other trucks, you know, of course, you know, every truck has its own good and some bad, but the Rubicon, it's the only one where you can take the doors off easily, the top off easily. It has a lot of aftermarket support for a lot of different accessories and parts, and for that reason and its capability, I gotta go Rubicon.
Yeah, and they have that new Mojave too, so, you know, Jeep's coming up on that desert running thing as well.
All right, guys, well, let's see what happens in the final championship. I can't wait. I'm going to be sitting on pins and needles, just waiting for the voting to end.
Yeah, this doesn't quite replace sports, but it's coming close, guys.
Okay. Yeah, we tried, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank everybody for voting already. And let's come back next time and see who the champion is.
All right, thanks, everybody. Get out there and vote.
Sounds good. Chills, guys. See yas.
Well, there you have it, guys. Raptor versus Gladiator Rubicon for the final title match. As always, you can vote using the community page, either on your phone, on YouTube, on TFL Truck YouTube channel, or of course on your desktop or any other device. And let us know your comments, your thumbs up, anything you can put in there. And voting closes in the morning of May 28th on Thursday, and we'll give you the results and some other fun bits of trivia on Sunday, May 31st. Thank you.